And it is about accountability, and it is about consequences, and it is about actions, and it is about, in my opinion, standing up against public education, standing up against this board, standing up against this district, and then sitting and saying, oh, I'm for students, and yet going and testifying against funding for public education.
Excuse me, point of order.
Point of order. What is your point?
Yeah, I would ask that the trustees refrain from lying about other trustees. So, okay, could she refrain from speaking non-facts about another trustee? Well, do you think the truth should be told about trustees, or do you think that non-facts should be told? The point of order is I ask that you ask the other trustees to refrain from giving non-factual information and made-up things about trustees at the dais. Or can we, I mean, you want us to, can we just make up stuff about each other? Can just say it here?
Dr. Bone has never gone to the Capitol and spoken about not funding public education. That has never happened.
Chair calls Mary Bone. Okay, we show you registered as Dr. Mary Bone on behalf of yourself.
Yes.
It says an engineer and Round Rock ISD trustee?
Yes, and I'm just here for myself.
Okay, okay. So Mary Bone on behalf of yourself, and you'll be testifying for the bill. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a proud public school mom, and I serve on the Round Rock ISD Board of Trustees. I'm here speaking for myself, and I am for the bill. Before I was a trustee, I didn't have a strong opinion on educational savings accounts, even though I had sent my kids to private school at one point. But what I have witnessed as a parent and a trustee has made me a strong advocate, and I hope you all are too. I have seen parents from the dais disregarded and serious concerns regarding children ignored by the majority of my board. Many of these parents have no choice. My parents didn't have a choice, and they are stuck in the school system, and I have to watch that from the dais of my school board. I have seen special education parents settle large lawsuits and be gagged so they can't speak. They can't be here and speak about the failures of the school district with their children. And we've talked about school choice and how public schools have to take all kids. Well, recently our district decided to close our structured learning classes, our structured learning center classrooms at an elementary. So those kids are gonna have to move. They're not getting to go to their local neighborhood school. Is that school choice? I've seen parents that thought their public school board had their children's best interest in mind, but then something happens, and then they do get engaged and they try to support their children. They find that they are battling a system that has $500 million budget, and sometimes are more interested in protecting the system over the parent's child. I've seen trustees know that we're holding children hostage in our schools because the parents have no choice. These parents need a choice. All Texas parents need a choice. And I've said here today, and I've seen big education and districts spending taxpayer money here. From my viewpoint, this is all about protecting power and money. It's not about protecting students, and I see it from the dais. And I need your all support. We need to pass school choice. It will make our public schools better. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Members, any questions?
Yeah,
We have Chairman Dutton.
Did you say you were on the Round Rock School Board?
Yes, sir.
And you're for the bill?
I am for the bill. I think I might be the only trustee today that testified for the bill, which should be interesting.
And I assume you're for it because you think it provides a fix to what's broken in some of the schools?
Yeah, thank you, because I have a PhD in systems engineering. I study big systems. That's what I do for a living. And if you put a small perturbation in systems, sometimes you can get big impacts. And as I've looked at other states that have put these small perturbations, right, you see, oh, it's just a small percentage of kids move out of the system, but then you see other changes. And I know, people have tried to dig in and figure out what is the causation. But for me, what I see on my school board is that lots of times we hold our parents hostage because they don't have a choice. But if those parents sitting in front of the school board had a choice and they knew that money might be going, it would give my other trustees maybe it would give them a little incentive to actually be for the parents.
So do you think it'll be fixed over in the private school? whatever's wrong with public education, do you think it'll be fixed over in private schools?
I think it'll be fixed by school choice. My kids actually went to private school. So my kids were in private school. And so I understand the pros and cons of private school. And yes, the education in my child's private schools that they went to were better than in the public education. When my child came into public education in 5th grade, she was bored for about 2 years. She was at a 7th grade
Let me ask this question quickly. As a board member, why don't you do in Round Rock what you find is better in the private school?
So I ran for school board, and I have tried to do that. But this actually goes.
So you think the school board's a failure?
So actually, 2 of my other trustees were here, and you guys actually asked about these trustees. Most of them, I think some of you have served on boards, and you've talked about superintendents. But, we should talk about trustees. Lots of trustees get on the boards because they have personal things that they want, and they're not interested in other people's children. The one difference about me is that I am a strange person in the fact that I will sacrifice my own children for everybody else's children because I am a Christ worshiper, and I believe that's what we are called to do. But I haven't found that in a lot of other people, no.
So you really think that this whole experiment with the school board is a failure?
I think there's multiple reasons that it's a failure. One of them is that TEA accountability and our local DAs and county attorneys. So yes, I think there are many, right now, there's many controls, sir, that are failing in our government. It's TEA, county as attorneys, district attorneys.
No, I'm asking you about the school board, though.
Yes, that's okay, so it is our school board. So our school board arrested 2 dads. Our school board has done things personally to me. And these other systems that are supposed to hold the school boards accountable are failing. And so there's no controls right now that are working to hold the school boards accountable for the parents, for trustees like me who are trying. I have a PhD in systems engineering. I want all kids to do whatever they want to do. And that's what I'm trying to get the other members of my board to do. But they're more interested in getting favors for their children or for their child's high school than doing what's best for all the children. And you all see that in the star numbers. And you saw that the lady that spoke right before me, my board voted for goals in the 20 and 30 percentiles for our African-American students, for our dyslexic students, which my child has dyslexia. They actually lay it out there for the public. But then the public, it's just a free-for-all, like, hey, be my friend, and can I get you deals? Can I get you a deal? You want a deal? You want a deal? And systems don't work that way. And there's a lot of parents that until something fails, right, until their kid has a failure and they need something from their school board, they don't even know this is happening. They think everything's great.
So you don't think you've been effective on the school board, right?
I would say actually I've been very effective on the school board as a minority in the school board.
Okay, has it changed then?
Has our school district changed?
Yes.
You know what? They're going to have to do something because you heard the other trustees that were here today talking that our people are leaving our school district. So the parents are leaving.
But it hadn't changed at this point.
It'll take time, right?
Yeah.
But in that time, we're failing kids. And that's where you all come in. So you guys can either shorten that time or you can make that time longer. And I'm asking you to shorten that time and vote for school choice.
Well, maybe, is there another solution other than school choice? Like the state taking over your district or something?
Well, I mean, I would be more than happy for the state to come in and do a big takeover. And maybe that would be better. I don't know. Because, we're failing a lot of students.
Yeah, okay. And because that's what concerns me, because you're on the school board, and we give you the responsibility to, the state has the ultimate responsibility, but we give it to school boards to perfect this whole education delivery system. And you're saying that's broken.
Right, I think you saw it.
To the point that you want to do something else other than have the school board running.
I would love if all of the control mechanisms that you all have in place, many of the laws that you guys write that are in play, that are supposed to manage the school boards and make sure and ensure, I call them guardrails, right? You guys put the guardrails in, the boards are supposed to be in that guardrail. Those guardrails do not work. Lots of them, the county attorney has to prosecute or the district attorney, depending on where you're at, and they do not do it. So yes, sir, those guardrails do not work. I believe you're from Houston, if I understand correctly. You've seen it in your own district. TEA, I think they're overwhelmed. In fact, if you go to put in a complaint on TEA's website, they actually say we're overwhelmed with complaints about school districts. So they're not able to get to them.
So, but the answer, and I just want to conclude this, but the answer you believe is for this committee to pass this bill, you believe that's the solution to what's going on in Round Rock?
I believe it is one of the solutions that will help solve what's going on in Round Rock. Yes, it will actually take away a part of the power from the school board trustees, and it will give it back to the parents. And now the trustees are actually going to have to negotiate with the parents.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, free market.
Thank you.
Members, any additional questions? All right, Representative Harrison.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Dr. Bone, for being here. I want to thank you at the top for your courage. Thank you for your commitment to parents. Thank you for your commitment to students. Thank you for your commitment to improving education outcomes for students in the great state of Texas. You said you are a trustee. Are you here on your own time?
Yes,
Are you here on your own dime?
I am.
Is anybody paying you to be here?
No, in fact, I'm losing money because I wasn't able to work today.
Okay, yeah. The Texas Association of School Boards, who purports to represent you, they were here earlier. Do you think their lobbyists were here on their own dime?
No.
No. Do your constituents pay the Texas Association of School Board?
Yes, we pay them.
Does the Texas Association of School Boards represent your views?
They do not represent
Do you
my,
think they represent parents' views?
most of the parents that I know, no, they do not represent their views.
Is it a high priority for the Texas Association of School Boards to improve education outcomes in the state of Texas?
No, it's to protect big education.
Let's talk about accountability for a second. What, in your opinion, as an expert on a school board trustee, what is greater accountability? An arbitrary government-mandated A to F system, or the ability for parents to leave if a school is not serving their child?
The ability for parents to leave, to take their children.
What do you think the effect of competition would be on public schools like yours in terms of education outcome within those districts?
I think specifically for a school district like Round Rock, because we are a fairly wealthy district, we have highly educated parents. Our school board is highly educated trustees. I think they would immediately start understanding that they're not going to be able to play some of the games that they play with the numbers and the parents, and they're going to raise the expectations. You're going to start seeing outcomes very quickly. It's going to push them to excel just like you see in free market.
Do humans, you said you're a systems engineer, do humans generally respond to incentives?
Yes, they do.
No. Do you think competition would align incentives towards the one thing that truly matters, improving education outcomes?
Yes, it would.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Members, any more questions of this witness? All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you all.
All right.